really believe what we're living through is a seed war. And I think that there's always been a battle for the birthright, even from the beginning. Right. Even if you go to Book of Job, right, this is where God's kind of, telling Job, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? But the sons of God were shouting with joy, right? So we know that there was a first heavenly family before our creation. And so I think what really set this all off, right? Because I think why a big part of our creation is because God had created, God had the first child, right? The first child could be the heavenly host, right? It could be the angels and the other things that are a part of that hierarchy system in heaven. But something went wrong, right? Revelation 12 happened, right? There was a rebellion. And so I think a big part of why God also created us was to create another piece of creation that would be placed in Eden, and it would have a different set of rules. And I think those rules are the realm that we live in, the physical realm that we live in, because there's only a certain capacity of things that we can do. There's only a certain amount of things that we're able to function because there's laws that govern this place. And what's interesting too is I think what pissed off, the first brother or the first son, right, the angels, was that we were given dominion over this place, right? And I think that's probably a big part of what kind of set off this entire seed war, because then after that, there's just been a war between the lineages, because we know that Satan's demise would be that he would be killed, right? That he would be casted into the lake of fire, and that he knows that Christ is going to be born through this other seed line. So therefore, I'm going to try and do anything that I can, for example, making a pact and coming down and, mating with human women, Mount Hermon, Enoch, that whole story, right? Genesis 6 conspiracy to try and kill off that bloodline. But, God saved one, and he saved that, Noah. And Noah built an ark to survive this cataclysm that destroyed everything, all flesh, right? I mean, everything that creepeth the earth pretty much. And it was just another reset after that. But then there was obviously another kind of incursion that took place, after that, to where the Bible specific says giants before and giants after. So there's something that took place in the middle of that.